Senator Cotton.
Congratulations, gentlemen, to both of you for your nominations. Thank you for your past service and for your ongoing service. General, we've already talked a little bit about Section 702 because it's coming up for reauthorization. You talked about how significant it is to the work of the agency and to our national security. To put it in very plain terms, 702 is about spying on foreigners in foreign countries, right?
Yes, Senator.
And the reason why it implicates America at all is that it can either be passing through an American telecommunication system. Is that correct?
Yes, Senator.
So you have, say, one Iranian bad guy in Vienna and another one in Bangkok, and they decide to use Gmail, for instance. It allows you to target, with a requested Gmail, their communications.
If it's a valid foreign intelligence target, yes, Senator.
And a second reason why it might implicate America when we're dealing with foreigners on foreign soil is that bad guy in Iran or working for Iran around the country may be speaking to a bad guy here in America as well.
And if the target is the foreign target, yes, Senator.
Okay. So this has obviously become a very heated controversy, and there's some question about whether it can be reauthorized or not. But the nub of the controversy is not that first category, I think, but the second one, right? And the prospect for what's known as reverse targeting.
And that is not authorized under 702.
It's not authorized, I understand. Can you explain to us how you go about ensuring that something that's not authorized doesn't actually happen?
In my experience, Senator, there are very strong procedures for ensuring that the target of the use of 702 is a valid foreign intelligence target, and that target is overseas. There are a number of series of oversight mechanisms that I've had experience with in terms to ensure that not only is that always the case, but if there is a mistake or an inadvertent action, that it's immediately reported both to Congress and to, of course, the National Security Agency.
Can you get into a little more detail about those oversight precautions to ensure those abuses don't occur in this setting, or is that something that you're uncomfortable discussing?
I think, Senator, I can talk broadly in my current role about what I have seen from the National Security Agency, which is a culture of compliance. That a group of Americans that want to protect their fellow American civil liberties and do that in a way that's consistent with our laws, our policies, and our values. To go into the exquisite detail, Senator, what I'd request is, if confirmed, I'd like to come back to you and have a conversation.
That's fine. We're all human. Mistakes happen. Sometimes abuses happen. Some of those abuses have been widely reported in the news. If such a thing happens, what mechanisms do you have in place to identify such mistakes or abuses, and what kind of corrective actions are taken in those circumstances?
Senator, I think what NSA laid out with ODNI in the transparency report lays out just those use cases. That if there was something that has happened inadvertently, it's reported, the number of times it's occurred, and ensuring that is reported back to the court as well as to the Congress.
Okay, thank you. If confirmed, I think you probably still have a little bit more work to do, and probably in a classified setting with members not only of the Senate but of the House as well, to get 702 reauthorized.
Yes, Senator.
Mr. Casey, I want to view a conclusion about the NCSC. NCSC, as the U.S. government head for counterintelligence, lacks a clear mission as well as sufficient and well-defined authorities and resources to effectively confront this landscape. Moreover, NCSC's placement within the Office of Director of National Intelligence may hinder its ability to scale and respond to threats in an agile manner. Despite these challenges, there is no consensus among counterintelligence officials on the way forward for the NCSC. Are you familiar with that statement?
I believe it came from the committee's Audits and Projects team. Look at NCSC.
It's from our committee and their take on the NCSC. We made 17 recommendations to try to improve NCSC. Do you agree with all of those recommendations?
Broadly, yes. I think the one that was sort of taken under advisement and be considered as the placement, whether it should be an independent agency. There are potentially advantages to it. There are real disadvantages to it. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, I think our nation vitally needs a strong and effective NCSC, especially for the threat that we face against China. And if confirmed, I hope that you'll be able to pursue and implement as many of those recommendations as possible.